Hey, so I am exploring a possibility here, and this is obviously a realm which is very intangible, mysterious, and hard to pin down as facts. So it's theoretical, exploratory. Okay, so that's where I'm at with this conversation. So looking at dream times, and the approach I'm considering is our dream life is in fact our soul life, our eternal soul life, which is disembodied, non-local in the quantum realm, which is existing in multiple dimensions. So this is what seems to be occurring in the dreaming state. The question is, do you need a body to dream? And this is the significant part in all this. Now, most psychologists will tell you that dreaming is some kind of byproduct of the unconscious and the brain producing certain hormonal effects in symbolic form and so forth. And some people talk about it as psychic levels or astral or etheric levels. So there's all sorts of conversations about what are dreams. Are dreams things? Are they symbols? Are they other dimensional experiences? And what I'm proposing right now, right here, is to consider the possibility that your dreaming life is in fact your soul life communicating and expressing itself through images and feelings, and perhaps this exists outside of the body. So your body's lying flat in bed, asleep, not moving. Perhaps what is really occurring is your state of pure awareness is manifesting in the astral in terms of the imaginal realm, in terms of images and pictures. Now this becomes very interesting because I'm connecting this with what a teacher has shared recently about the afterlife. He says that the afterlife, we enter the realm of the unconscious, which is really the dream state, that which is moving in the non-local field of our mind interpretation of self, if you like. So what we experience as our personal heaven or hell is really the projection of our unconscious imagination, belief systems, values, experiences of what we have perceived, experienced and believed to be the afterlife. But really, it's just a construct of imagination. Now, from a shamanic perspective, imagination is considered to be something very real, something very tangible, as real as the physical realm is. So the physical experience is one dimension of experience. The imaginal realm is another dimension of experience, which is equally valid, equally real, just it exists in a more finer substance. So it's not as coarse, not as gross as the physical dimension. It's more subtle. It's more butterfly wing-like, gentle. So this consideration that I'm proposing here is that our dream time is in fact soul training for what you can say is the afterlife, or what's more accurate for me is the continuity of life, which is often referred to as eternal life. That the only thing that appears to die is really the body is dropping and disintegrating, remerging, morphing back into the elements that it came from. But who we are and how we are as continuity is in fact awareness, conscious awareness. Now you can experience this luminosity in states of meditation when you're wide awake, and I also sense that we experience this every single night when we're in deep sleep, that deep delta, theta wave, gamma wave sleep, where our consciousness is so open that we are traveling in different dimensions of the self, of the luminous, radiant heart self, which doesn't need a body to exist. And this is the significant difference between the psychological approach, which is based on materialism, that the consciousness only exists because of the body. So, and that logic, when you die, everything dies. But if consciousness exists in the field, in the non-local field, as quantum physicists will let us know too, is brimming with intelligence and liveliness, our mind, or if you like, our consciousness is already alive outside of the body. Then we start to reinterpret what is the human experience. If we live in the quantum field already, if this is our natural state of pure awareness, then our brain and body is a receiving mechanism that's translating the channeled information. The information from the quantum field is moving through the brain-body system, and this is what we call our experience. But it's really the experience of the awareness self that we really are, being interpreted through the brain-body system. So as you start to expand your awareness into your quantum sense of self, recognize that the imaginal realm is more real than you may have thought it was in the past, and perhaps it is states of consciousness and energy revealing itself outside of the timeline of the physical experience. Then you start to realize that the dream time is perhaps more a soul training time. And it brings me to an awakening to really study my dreams more accurately in the dream state and the meditation state. Because if this is our eternal starting point, if this is our eternal foundation, our primary original self, source self state, then this is really worth getting to know, because the body is passing. This is obvious. The body is passing, it's living and dying, it's dying and living, it's going to pass and drop and become the elements again. You've often heard you're not your body, not to identify with the body, and recognize that the body perhaps is more of a vehicle of expression, not the actual owner of the expression itself. Maybe this is very complicated for you. I'm exploring this. You hear the multiplicity of my different thoughts and feelings and focuses as I speak here. But maybe this is interesting for you as a new realm of inquiry. It certainly is interesting for me to consider our state of eternal beingness, and how to get more and more acquainted with this, present with this, and then to really master the dream time. Not just the physical experience of living, but master the dream time in such a way that when you do drop the body, you enter into the next stage of our evolutionary journey, the symbolic realm, imaginal realm, and pass through this with clarity and alertness and awakeness, as opposed to the more disturbed, random, illogical dreams that we probably have at the moment, disorganized, unconscious, disconnected from the superconsciousness. So there's an opportunity here to work with the dream time as soul time, as preparing ourselves for when we drop the body and actually move through into these other states of continuum of existence, which don't need a physical body in which to exist. And that is good news, because that means that we don't die at all. How about that? That's the good news here. That's what I'm feeling into. So, interested in your comments. What do you have to say about this? What do you feel about this? Is there any sense of resonance in what I'm sharing with you? Very interested to know. Lots of love to you all. Lovely beings, bright ones, radiant hearts from me, Guy.